this section, we are asking you to think about what factors would be most likely to influence whether or not you would participate in a clinical trial if asked. We would like you to consider the 6 factors or attributes that our research has deemed most important when considering whether or not to participate in a clinical trial. These attributes will be presented to you in a choice card like this one, where we see the 6 attributes listed along the left column. We are now going to explain what these 6 attributes mean. The first is communication. This describes who communicates information about the trial to you. This information could be communicated to you by your GP or your practice nurse at your primary care centre, or the information could be communicated to you by the clinical trial team. The next attribute is the amount of knowledge that you were given about the clinical trial. This could be either standard knowledge of what is involved in the trial, for example, time commitment and location of the trial, or it could be standard knowledge plus knowledge regarding the experience, qualifications and expertise of the trial team, plus knowledge on who is funding the trial. The next attribute is financial incentive, which describes whether or not you will receive payment as an incentive to participate in the clinical trial, and if so, this payment could vary from €20 to €200 as a one-off payment. The next attribute refers to whether or not you would obtain any benefit from participating in the clinical trial. Here there are 3 possible outcomes. The first is no benefit. This is that there is no chance that your participation in the clinical trial would lead to an improvement in your health. The evidence generated, however, from your participation in the trial may help improve the health of others. The second possible outcome here is a moderate benefit. This is where there is a 1 in 20 chance that your participation in the clinical trial will lead to some improvements in your health, which may not be obvious to you, such as lowered cholesterol. The evidence generated from your participation will, however, help improve the health of others again. The third possible outcome here is large benefit. This is where there is a 1 in 20 chance that your participation in the clinical trial will lead to meaningful improvement in your health that you will notice on a day-to-day basis, such as a reduction in BMI, your body mass index. The evidence generated from your participation again will help improve the health of others. The next attribute, risk of side effects. Again here, there are 3 possible outcomes. The first is a minimal risk. This is whereby there is a 1 in 20 chance of you experiencing an adverse side effect from participating in the clinical trial, necessitating a visit to your GP. The cost of this would be covered by the trial team. Next is a moderate risk possibility. This is where there is a 1 in 20 chance of you experiencing an adverse side effect which would necessitate a visit to the accident and emergency department. The cost of this will be covered by the trial team. Third possible outcome here is high risk. This is where there is a 1 in 20 chance of you experiencing an adverse side effect leading to a number of nights stay as an inpatient in the hospital. The cost of this would again be covered by the trial team. The final attribute here is the follow-up time. This is the length of time that the trial team will be monitoring and collecting data for the trial. And this varies from 3 months, 12 months and 36 months in terms of the amount of time commitment required by you. Now, back to the choice card. Let's look at what it means when you choose each option. If, for example, you choose option A, the blue coloured column, this is stating that for communication you would rather your information to be communicated to you by the trial team. You would like standard knowledge of what is involved in the trial. Your financial incentive would be €20, there would be no benefit and a high risk, and the time commitment will be 12 months. If you choose the orangey coloured option B, this means information will be communicated to you by your GP or practice nurse at your primary care centre. You would like standard knowledge plus knowledge around who's funding the trial, experience of the team and so on. Your financial incentive will be €150. There would be a large benefit and a low risk involved in this option, and the time commitment would be 3 months. If you choose option C, you're stating that neither of these options suit you and you would not choose neither option A or option B.